What's up, guys? War here, and today I'm going to bring you the Sorceress build that I've been using to get through Act 1 and early into Act 2. We're about halfway through Act 2, or pretty close to that, and I kind of wanted to just give you a breakdown of everything that I'm doing to kind of help you along the way, because I've been seeing a lot of stuff, let me adjust my camera, of how much more difficult Path of Exile 2 is for a lot of brand new players. So I'm going to kind of go over and talk about what I've done and what I'm going to change and all these good things, just to kind of show you what I'm working towards. So first and foremost, let's talk about the skills here. So my skills of choice, or at least the best ones for early leveling, especially to get through Act 2, are going to be, it seems like everybody's doing this, but it's going to be Flame Wall paired with Spark. Now, everybody knows that the devs talked about how they want to combo certain abilities in this game, and for good reasons. So this combo is essentially just rocking Firewall, and then when you launch your Spark, it adds fire on top of that. So your normal Spark just is Spark, but when you throw it through a Firewall, it adds fire onto it, which makes it a combo, which significantly increases your damage. Now, I know that this playstyle is going to be a little bit different, or maybe difficult for some people, but it is super strong. Like, it is such a strong combination, especially early on, considering that when we go in and use my skill gems, you get Firewall at level 1 and you get Spark at level 1, which is super easy, very strong to use to level up with. Now, on top of Spark and Flame Wall, the next one is going to be Frost Bomb, and then I ended on Ember Fullisade, I think that's what it is, and then with an addition of Arc. But basically, what the Solar Orb is going to act like your kind of arcane, your basic, what is it, your arcane, where is it? Your Orb of Storms. So if you throw Orb of Storms in here, this acts similarly. If you do not want to use Solar Orb, that's fine. You could come in and put in Orb of Storms, which just allows you to cast more like lightning spells, which is pretty sweet. So you drop down an Orb of Storms and you're just kind of actually dominating. I should actually keep this one in, but I like Solar Orb as well for the Ignite. The main reason for that is we'll talk about it in the gear when we get there, because gear is very dependent on what you're going to do, okay? But I ended on that, and then the last one is going to be Frost Bomb. Okay, so Frost Bomb is going to give us our ice, or kind of our freeze. So, and it's very strong for bosses. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to chuck that down, Frost Bomb, then our Flame Wall, and then we're just going to just ignite everything and just destroy. Like, you're going to use it every single time on cooldown, and this is pretty much what you're going to be doing from all the bosses and stuff. So like, we roll up here and fight some monsters. As you guys can see, like all these spiders, like, it's just very strong. This combination just destroys. It's super good for bossing as well, guys. So like, you get the freeze, you're going to be applying so much different CC from the ignite, the shock, and the freeze. It's a deadly combination. So let's go into the support gems that I did before we talk about gear, and of course the passive skill tree, because I know that's what everybody wants to see. So on my staff, I do have Firebolt, which is really strong. I don't want to get into that too much. I don't use Firebolt that much, even though I should. However, I am going to be looking to change into Frost, or I need to find a better staff for Shock. But the support gems that I have for Spark is going to be Arcane Tempo. It just allows us to cast this for 25% more cast speed, so we can just, you know, burn through this. I personally have not had any mana issues while I'm playing this build at all. So, the more cast speed just gives me more sparks, which just in turn gives me more damage. If you guys are having mana problems, then I would say come down here and grab, where is it? Arcane Surge. So it gives you the mana, maximum mana support and the regen, which is really nice. But I haven't had an issue. So Arcane Tempo is there, and then Pierce. We're doing Pierce, so yes, we are going to do 30% less damage, but they pierce. This is just really good for clearing. As you can see, the AoE on Shock or Spark is very good, but I want to be able just to pierce through everything, especially when I get caught in certain corridors and stuff. Or like, if you've been to Act 2 yet, the very first boss fight is insane, and you get caught in these corners, and being blocked is a major thing. So I want to make sure that my skills can clear very easily. Next, Flame Wall, we decided to go with Persistence, so that way Flame Wall stays up for 40% longer, which is super good. And then we threw on Spell Cascade. So Spell Cascade is why you see 3 different layers of Flame Wall here. This is really good, and it makes the Majin M, which is awesome. Shout out to Vegeta. That one's really good. However, if you guys do want to do Fortress, Fortress is also really strong. You can just do it. It makes a complete circle of your character here around the enemy, which is really nice. But I do like Spell Cascade because I think it's just better for clearing. If you want to use Fortress like I'm for bosses and stuff, then feel free. But when you're in these corridors and you have 3 different ones, like, it can be a little wacky sometimes. But when you're out in the open here and you have all these monsters, like, it's just... It makes Firewall just really just burn everything, and then they just all die. So I just have not been having an issue with that, and I really just like the variety of being able to, like, send it out here. It creates 3 different firewalls, and then I can just, like, run through them and have monsters chase me. I just think it's really strong. For Frostbomb, we're going a magnified effect, so it has 40% more area of effect. So basically, when you drop this down, it just has a bigger AoE, so it's a bigger just... boom there. Now, Frostbomb isn't going to do the most damage in the world. We're mainly just doing this for the added exposure duration, as well as just like trying to apply cold and just freeze enemies. It's just really good to help with all of our CCs, so that's really good. On Emberflus or Philisod, I love this skill. It's so strong. So basically, you're going to conjure up a bunch of embers, and they fire at monsters. It's just so good. I want you to see how kind of... I know these are just monsters right here, but I want you to see like how strong the skill is. Now, the one negative to this skill is it does take a little bit of time to kind of level up here and just be cast. But like, if you can do it, you can see that it does so much damage to these monsters. It just like... You just got to cast it, and it just takes forever. But you can see, boom, it just destroys them. But besides that, it's really good. I really like the spell. Is definitely very strong against bosses. I think that's great. And then now, if you don't want to go Spark, you can definitely go to Arc once you unlock Arc. And once you have Arc, I would suggest doing Chain. And then probably one of the other ones like Pierce or just Arcane Tempo again. Arc got a little bit of a nerf because it used to be 50% more damage for each remaining chain, and they dropped it to 10, so this really sucks. But if you want to use this, feel free. I like Spark better just for the combo, at least until I can get into Act 3. So that's what we did there. Now let's talk about equipment real quick before we get into the passives, because I know that this is a big topic. Now, gear is very dependent in this game. Okay, mainly your weapon. The rest of your gear really isn't the best. I don't have great gear at all. But the main thing you want to look for here is, like, I have +2 to level of all fire spell skills. So you want to get a +2. Adding +2 to level significantly increases your damage, and you want to have as much increased spell damage as physically possible. Now, so this is why I've kind of gone for more fire-based skills, which is why I have a Firebolt on here. But I am going to be changing it and getting a staff for Spark, which is just going to make that skill do even more damage. But if you can get one of these kind of staffs on a one-hand or a two-hand, you're just going to dominate through Act 1 and 2, because Act 2 is much harder than Act 1, and these monsters and bosses are really tough. So the rest of the gear is very simple, just increase to attack speed stuff, evasion, life regen, maximum shield, which is good. I think max energy shield is going to be great for Sorceress, especially early on, and that's about it. So let's go into the passive tree here. Now, I am going to be respecking, but I want to show you guys what I have here, because I was in the middle of respecking off of fire last night. But so you're going to follow the tree just like this. So one thing to note is that on our character sheet, if you guys don't know, intelligence did get nerfed. So it no longer gives us increased spell damage, which sucks. It gives us mana and stuff like that, but it does not grant skill damage, which is a big bummer. Okay, we lose a lot of damage that way. So you want to start your tree. You're going to come up here for the spell damage. You're going to come up and grab cast speed. I did grab this for more maximum energy shield. However, you don't have to come here and take this node. Then you're going to come up to here, and you're just going to go right. You're going to take these 2 nodes for Path of Storms. Okay. Then if you want to go up here for the crit chance, you definitely can. I would definitely do that instead of the route that I took. So I would come up here and grab spell crit, and then grab spell crit chance, and then spell crit again with the critical overload. Then you're going to come up here to this node. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, because we're going to split into 2 different paths, at least for now. So you're going to come over here. I think you come up here and you take the 3 nodes into Breath of Lightning for the not only the dexterity, but the pen to lightning, which just makes the skill do even more damage. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to take these 4 nodes into Exploit the Elements. This is a huge, huge damage increase because of all the ailments that we're actually giving to the monsters and or bosses. So this is huge. Next, we want to come up. There's a lot of spell damage nodes right here. So you can get spell damage here, all the way up, and then grab Potent Incantation, which gives us 5% reduced cast speed, but more spell damage. That's the route that I'm kind of headed towards now. After that, what I would say is you come up here and you come over and grab these nodes like sudden escalation, which is really good for more crit and increased cast speed. I think that's great until we can come all the way up to here and kind of get to our pure power. Now, eventually we're going to be going over to wherever it is, not conduit. Eldritch Battery is somewhere over here. I don't remember where it is. There it is. Eventually we'll come over to Eldritch Battery, but for now, that's the path. After you would get sudden escalation, I would come all the way up here and come grab pure power. So that's the kind of path for the tree right now, guys. Like, come up here, grab Breath of Lightning, come grab Exploit, come get Potent Incantation, grab sudden escalation, and then go all the way up, beeline it, and get pure power. So that's what I would do. This is what I've been doing to kind of navigate through Act 1 and absolutely destroy Act 1. And I'm getting through and destroying Act 2, and I'll be even stronger once I swap out my staff. So yeah, guys, I just want to give you an early beginner's guide to just kind of what I'm doing for Sorceress. I think this has been really, really fun. I can't wait to swap off and do some other skills, but this combination of Flame Wall and Arc is just too strong to quit until we can get to Act 3. So guys, like the video, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down in the comments, and I will do my best to answer all of them. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. And as always, stay gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.